everybody. Welcome to Project Freelance. This week, I told you guys I was going to be reading your comments from the ratings, from Instagram, from Twitter. I'm going to be reading your comments this week. I wanted to dive in and see what you guys needed to know, what you needed to know more of, and I just kind of wanted to read the feedback. I wanted to see how you guys felt about the podcast. And so we have quite a few ratings here, so I'm just going to go ahead and dive in. I'm going to dive in straight from the beginning, from a year ago when I started this podcast. So the first reply we have is that it's very helpful. It says, I just started getting into photography about 4 months ago, and I have had so many questions about the industry. This has helped me learn what to do and what not to do. Awesome. I'm glad. That's awesome. All right. So VV Nicole says, amazing. Kay is one of my favorite photographers, and I was trying to figure out my way, and I love the tips. I hope to be as cool as her someday. Well, hey, I think you're pretty cool for listening to this podcast. And then we have from Hector Solis. He replied to the Maddy Mullins episode, which is episode 14 of season 2. If you guys like Memphis Mayfire, I did an episode with Maddy Mullins. You should definitely go check it out. So Hector says, as I said on Instagram, love this episode and the rest of them. Having guests really adds to the show and allows for dynamic conversations. As an aspiring local musician in SoCal, having this insight into the industry is heavily appreciated. Can't wait for more, Kay. Thank you so much, Hector. I appreciate that. And then Ted Hemburger says, loving it, sharing it. The voice is great for the podcast. Same with the pace. Killing it, girl. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. He says, I actually don't even listen to podcasts at all, but I'm listening to this one specifically because of the message I got from someone. You. Good stuff, people. Listen to her shit. Thanks, man. Oliver97 said, so inspirational and helpful. I want to become a filmmaker and photographer, and hearing the perspective from someone who does both is so helpful. I had no idea what I was doing when I first started, and these podcasts and some of Kay's YouTube videos have helped so much. Kay is definitely a huge inspiration in my life, and her work is amazing. Love you, Kay. Thank you so much, Maddy. I appreciate that. All right. Jaranda Wood says, new to photography. I'm just starting out as a photographer, and even though this podcast doesn't give me everything I need to be a professional photographer tomorrow, it does give me enough to get started. Honestly, I never would have thought to rent lenses before buying them to see if I liked the lens, or how starting out you're going to do freelance work for free till you make a name for yourself. Honestly, thank you, Kay. This podcast has taught me everything I need to know to get started on my journey. Maybe one day we'll work together. I look forward to that day. All right. Vane Photo says, Project Freelance rules. I love listening to Project Freelance because Kay's stories are relatable in what I'm beginning to learn and experience as a freelancer. It's comforting to hear the stories of someone who has lived through the same problems and pains and that I'm starting to experience in this freelancing journey. Her advice can help push me forward when I begin to doubt myself. That's right. I'm all here to motivate you guys, man. That's the whole point. So Dan V43 says, so helpful. All photographers out there, we know sometimes when we do a shoot, it doesn't go as well as we wanted. So I thought for an episode for Project Freelance, how to get back up from this. Who is with me? I can definitely do an episode about how to get back up after a failure. I think that's a really, really important thing to talk about. So that will be an upcoming episode for sure. And from I'm bored, this is the result, says, awesome. I've learned more from Kay about how to make a successful career in photography than I did in an actual school course on photography. See, that's the reason I made this, really, is because when I was in school, I wish I had something like this. And the fact that I have the knowledge and the skills and the experience to create a podcast like this to help future generations and future creators, that's really what this is all about. And so thank you for that feedback. I really do appreciate that a lot. And that means I need to start teaching more. I do teach, by the way, on Skype. If you go to justtheletterk.com/booking, you can book a Skype lesson with me if you want to learn one-on-one a little bit about photography, and I'll probably record that and turn it into a podcast. So I wanted to let you guys know that I will be traveling over the next several weeks, basically over the next month, just about. I am going to Louisiana for a week for Mardi Gras, and then I will be flying to Alaska to film some lifestyle content for an adult film star. She is creating a bunch of lifestyle content that's going to be put on YouTube so that she can spread her audience beyond adult film. And I'm really excited to be a part of it. I'm excited to get her out of her comfort zone, and she's excited to go on adventures. Her name is Lisa Ann. I'm sure some of you guys know who she is, but I am filming a bunch of lifestyle content for her, and that's going to be taking me all over the world, all over the country, all over the place, and I'm really grateful and super excited to be a part of it. So if you guys want to keep up with the journey, you can follow me on Instagram at kanagonio or at no.tracers. You can follow my YouTube journey at youtube.com/justtheletterk. I would love to hit 100,000 subscribers this year. It would be absolutely incredible. We have time. We have 10 months to do it. I think we can make it happen. We are at 37,000 right now. So we're almost to the halfway point, and we're not even halfway through the year yet. I've been growing my YouTube channel for the past, just about a decade, really. And it's been very slow. It hasn't gone like as rapidly as I had hoped, but I've changed my channel over the years. So that's a main reason that it has kind of changed as I've grown and changed myself. And it's become more cinematic, and it's become more professional and less like I don't know what I'm doing. So if you guys are into adventures, if you're into following the lifestyle of a content creator, definitely check out youtube.com/justtheletterk. I would truly, truly appreciate it. So as far as comments and feedback go, I really do appreciate what you guys have to say. I appreciate your feedback. And if you want to leave me some feedback, if you want to rate this podcast, let me know how you feel about it. Let me know what you think. There are about 37 ratings on the podcast, which is awesome. I love hearing from you guys. I really love hearing from you guys. So if you can take a second, just go ahead and rate this podcast and leave a review. If you've got some time, leave a couple sentences down below in the whatever platform you're listening to this on. Typically on iTunes, Apple Podcasts. That's the best way to rate us. But other than that, I'm going to keep this one pretty short. I know this is only like a 8 minute podcast, but I didn't need to, go off on tangents in this episode. I really just wanted to get down to what you guys felt and what you guys needed help with. So do me a favor, hit me up on Twitter or Instagram at kanagonio, and let me know what you guys need to know about Project Freelance. I think I'm just going to go ahead and pull the trigger and make a Project Freelance Instagram just so I can have all this stuff in one place so people can find it easier. So, if you want to follow Project Freelance, you can do that. Just use the hashtag Project Freelance if you have any questions. But thank you guys for continuing to listen to this podcast. I hope I can continue to bring you good information, helpful information, and I am also going to be starting my drone certification. So I'm going to go over everything I learned with you guys here on this podcast, because I feel like a lot of people want to learn more about drones and flying them for search and rescue and for the fire department, things like that. So thank you. Stay tuned. Subscribe to the podcast on whatever you listen to it on, whether it be Anchor or SoundCloud or Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Thank you. Stay tuned, and I'll talk to you guys next week here on Project Freelance. Stay strong, keep enduring, and if you want to get a photo print, head to justtheletterk.com/prints. Pick something up, and I appreciate it, guys. Talk to you next week.